and sit down.
We are back inside Wisconsin. Trevor Thomas, John Anderson. How was Tokyo for a month?
Yeah, no kidding, right? It was long and it was exhausting. Listen, that was a lifelong kind of professional goal. Forget professional, just a goal of any kid for me to sort of be at the Olympics, specifically the track and field part. I don't want to bore you too far back, but when 1976, when I was 11 and the Olympics were in Montreal, I watched every bit of it all the time. And that's when I'm like, I love track and field, whether it was at the time Bruce Jenner, whether it was Harvey Glance, Edwin Moses, Dwight Stones was my guy. I went down to the basement, built standards so I could learn to high jump. Who knew I eventually would, A, high jump well enough to go to college, and B, high jump well enough and get in this business to work with Dwight Stones. But all those guys, so ever since then, like the Olympics were on my radar. In 80, we didn't go because of the boycott. 84, I had teammates in college that ran at the Olympics in LA. So it was really a neat deal. It was exhausting. My goodness. The track I worked, literally, I am not be at 19-hour days.
What was it that you were doing and how did this all come about? Because I love that this is like a career and or life goal of yours that came true.
Yeah. So I literally was like, I got to do the opening ceremonies, right? That's big. It was me and a broadcaster from South Africa and a lovely woman from Great Britain. This is on for the Olympic Broadcast Services, which is the international feed of the Olympics that all these broadcast partners can take. Everybody buys into the kitty, pays their money in, and now you can take whatever you want. And they kind of do it a la carte. Did the opening ceremonies, then went and did 5 days of 3x3 basketball, had 1 day off, then went and did the track for the next 10, and then did closing ceremonies.
Wow.
As it turns out, much of it was available live stream on Peacock, which I got news from my man Kenny Mayne. So that was news to me because I had told my bosses it's not in the States, not available. And when I told Kenny, I'm like, dude, you're going to get me in trouble. Naturally, Kenny, he's like, great, we'll put you on even more.
Oh, nice. Thanks,
and Kenny. So he did, which God bless him. But so I came back worried that, oh my God, now I'm going to have to answer. But they were pretty good. I haven't heard anything from them yet. Knock wood. John Gruden, knock wood if you're with me.
So far,
I haven't heard anything. And so I think it was okay. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I was fully running it, but in my case, I felt really lucky in that to do the opening closing ceremonies is remarkable. And to do track and field, which kind of along with gymnastics and swimming is sort of screams what the Olympics are always about.
Yeah.
It was great. And then the Olympic track was just, the performances. I don't even know what would have happened if the stadium had been full because they were so good. World records, great races, great performances. I can't imagine how much better it would have been because just the athletes themselves generated such energy and such great performances over those 9-10 days that it was really remarkable.
Pretty fun to watch. And I just love watching it with our kids. I mean, just to get them to sit down and watch this together and see the thrill of victory. And in Rye's case, setting a world record and finishing second. Like what?
Well, yeah, help breaking the record. Yeah, that's a good buddy of mine that I've gotten to know over the years, Rye Benjamin. You know, he's in this race that is one of the most remarkable races top to bottom, right? There's 8 lanes and 7 of them, all but one guy, either set a national record or PR. Only one guy that didn't get that. Everybody else set a personal best. And I want to say there were 5 national records in the race. So it was remarkable. Yeah. This poor guy runs 46-1 essentially.
Yeah.
And gets beat by this guy, Karsten Warholm, who I don't know, God bless the Norwegian Vikings, but he was remarkable. It's going to be a great race. And it was fantastic. And the guy broke 46 is phenomenal, but there were all kinds of those. Sidney McLaughlin was amazing. In setting a world record in that same event on the women's side. And listen, Wisconsin people showed really well across the whole Olympic spectrum, right? I had a few that came through in front of my eyes in the 3x3 basketball. The Italian team, which literally was carried into the Olympics and through the games by a gal named Raylin D'Elia or Diali. You get sort of strange pronunciations, but She's from Wisconsin, played, I think still has the record for most games played for women's basketball for the Badgers. So she was great, just 5'5" spark plug. And then on the track, whether it was Wisconsin people or people that had run at UW, just, thick on the ground. And Kenny Bednarik from Rice Lake, who was second in the 200, fantastic. He's got a silver medal. And then the story of Molly Seidel, who also ran at, she was down in Arrowhead and then ran at Notre Dame and won the bronze in her third try at the marathon distance, is remarkable, right? She's run 3. In her third one, she won the bronze medal. It was great. It was hot. It was unbelievable. It was rewarding. And the good news is I feel like I guess I did well enough. They've invited me to Paris, but I'm not sure I'm ready to commit to that yet because I'm still worn out from the last one.
Pretty crazy.
So, and can I tell you the strangest part that happened?
Please.
So I get back because of COVID protocols. You can only eat at the time in your hotel, or there's a 7-Eleven after hours. I'm like, I'm not going to go eat sushi from 7-Eleven. I'm not going to eat sushi anyway, but not from a 7-Eleven at 1:30 in the morning. So I call
good
Uber
over there, but
Eats.
just saying.
So I call Uber Eats.
All
I'm
right.
not usually an Uber Eats guy where I'm at. That's, we have a cafeteria at the ESPN, so I don't usually do it. So I dial up the Uber Eats, and I think, okay, I'm going to go meet this guy. I'll be out there a little quicker because there's going to be a language barrier, and I want to make sure I get the right guy. So I walk out about 5 minutes early. It's 1:30 in the morning. I walk out in front of the hotel, and how long do you think it took before some very nice lady offered to come up to my room and for 3,000 yen, give me a massage?
Well,
yeah, took like 30 seconds. And I thought, well, do I look like some kind of creep? And then I thought, no, you look like a dude who walked outside a hotel at 1:30 in the morning and just stood in front of the hotel. So I informed her that I was actually in the market for just a guy bringing me a Big Mac, which was actually a Big Mac. Nothing else, right? And but yeah, so that was about as adventuresome as it got, other than the actual competition itself.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, glad you made it back in one piece. How about that?
Yeah.
Jeepers.
So
Shut up and sit down.